This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Mabuhay! You're watching the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. And I'm your host, Howell Mabalo.
Visit the 5th Philippine SME Business Expo and Conference on November 3 to 4 at SMX Convention Center. Register for free at www.philsme.com.
Good day, everyone. You're watching the Business Portal on the corporate world, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. And I'm your host, Renelyn Tan Castillejos. The year is almost over. We have about 2 more months to go in 2017. But before we do that, we're going to have a really big business expo that all of you should attend. It's my pleasure to share with you that we have with us the organizers and some of the participants and sponsors of the upcoming 5th Philippine SME Business Expo 2017. And then it's my pleasure to introduce to you the marketing head of the expo, Ms. Olivia Manapat. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much for having us once again.
It's our pleasure, Olivia. The SME Expo is really a very important one to have, and I'm sure a lot of our guests are excited to hear what's in store for them. And of course, you also have a really good friend, a sponsor, and a participant in the booth, the regional head and country manager of Regus Philippines, Mr. Lars Wittig. Thank you for coming. So before we talk about the details of the expo, just tell us more about what this is about and why people should come this coming November.
All right, so actually we really make the Philippine SME Business Expo to help and empower the SMEs in the Philippines.
Yes.
So you see, we are helping those small businesses to grow. For example, you're an SME and you need some suppliers regarding that. We have actually almost everything you need, the business solutions that you need for your business. And of course, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, we also have our business opportunity sector wherein you can have franchising or you can even start from scratch to build your business.
So it's really a one-stop shop that they can go to and expect this coming November.
Yes, exactly.
Why do you have this year after year? It's now your 5th year. Why do you keep on organizing this? And I guess what I'd like to highlight is what fuels Mediacom from really just organizing these amazing conferences for people?
Actually, we really see the need. We really see the growth of the SMEs in the Philippines today. So we thought about why not make it a business, and at the same time, we are empowering every business persons in the Philippines. So we are really encouraging everyone to, for those who have a business, we are really encouraging for them to visit the expo to boost their business.
Can you share with us the dates and how they can register and where it will be?
Of course. So the Philippine SME Business Expo, so we're already on our 5th year. This will happen on November 3 to 4, 2017, of course. And this would be on SMX Convention Center, Hall 3. So don't forget, you can register for free at www.philsme.com.
And so, is it just for SMEs or is it also perhaps for students or maybe the academe who can attend?
Yes, actually, we have a lot of students, participants in there. So they were like asking, can I join in there because I really want to learn about the SME. So at their early age, at their early thinking, they are really into the business. They really want to open one. So of course, students are very much welcome to join our event.
The reason why I ask if students or the academe are invited is I know that one of the highlights of any Mediacom event is the learning sessions that you have. So perhaps tell us about the learning sessions that they can expect, because it's not just visiting a particular booth or getting to know a business. I know that most of the participants who go to your event learn something as well.
Yes, we actually have a conference in the same area at the Hall
Okay.
3, so it's within the expo, wherein you can learn a lot. For example, you're a student, you can learn a lot. What are the business trends we have today? And from our participants, we they can also learn about the businesses that they are offering. So if they are looking for business opportunity, there are also some talks regarding those businesses that they can venture in.
Okay, now I'd like to ask our other guests from Regus Philippines, Mr. Lars. I know that the industry for co-working spaces, flexible workspaces, it's very, very booming right now. But perhaps for our viewers who are not too familiar, can you share with us what the company does and how Filipinos can take advantage of it?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, we opened our first center here in the Philippines in 1998, and that was in the midst of the Asian crisis, etc. So it was very unusual that a foreign company came in and invested and saw the light, where others were circumventing and or even leaving the country. But I do believe that we really served as a platform and incubator for both SMEs locally as well as foreign investors to come in and get the wheels turning sooner and faster than if they had not had the option of flexible workspace as a service, which means no capital investment, no long-term liability. In short, a good way to test the waters.
And so, what is the industry like here in the Philippines when it comes to shared workspaces?
Well, it's a global trend, obviously,
Okay.
that flexible workspace, that's the way to go. Is that also the case for the Philippines? Oh yeah, even more so, because we have many more millennials. The millennials, they want to work whenever and wherever
Correct.
they like. We are challenged by traffic, so to have a network of flexibility, a network for co-working, business lounges, that's it. That really adds the value also to SMEs. And we today have more than 20 locations in Metro Manila. Our biggest location is in Davao.
Oh, wow.
We have 2 locations in Cebu, and we have 1 in Clark.
It's actually perfect because we have a lot of our viewers who are watching us from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and so
Well, I would
perhaps
just like to apologize to all of them that I can't be there today because I use every excuse to travel to these destinations.
But I'm sure it's really a great breather for all of them that, for example, if they want to start their business and like you said, they don't have the capital, there's already this facility that they can take advantage of
Exactly.
and start their business.
I mean, what we see with SMEs is, especially in emerging markets like here, you have more than 80% of the business relying on SMEs. SMEs are generally younger people. We have plenty of those here.
Yes.
They're generally very innovative. Filipinos are innovative, but even more so with this type when we focus on the SMEs.
Right.
Where they come in short is really on the resources, not least in terms of funds. Typically, you cannot necessarily go to the traditional bank. It was more family and own saving. So when you can get a professional workspace solution without making the investment, without the long-term liability, of course you do avail of that shortcut. And what has been interesting, now we mentioned Davao, correct? We thought that when we opened a center in Davao, there would be we would enable a lot of investors to go from Metro Manila and then expand to the provinces, including Davao. We very quickly also saw the opposite. We are creating a launchpad for SMEs in Davao to actually also get access into the market of Metro Manila and beyond that, Tokyo, New York, wherever they would like to go.
And I totally agree with that kind of model. It's important for a lot of the developments in the Philippines, not just to stick in Metro Manila, but really to trickle down into a lot of the metro cities like Cebu and Davao.
Yes.
And that's what will make our country really develop at a faster pace.
Exactly.
Earlier we were talking about different types of SMEs. Perhaps you can share about that.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it is startups typically, innovative businesses businesses could also be established for a while, but
Right.
they're looking for new platforms, new ways of revitalize, remarket their business. A very good example is a travel agent from Caloocan.
Okay.
This travel agent would very much like to cater to the big corporate head offices in Makati.
Right.
Is that easy with an address in Caloocan? No, it's almost impossible.
True.
So he got a small office with us in one of these very high premium buildings. He was literally at eye level with his target group. Soon they would come by to pick up some travel documents, etc., and see, wow, business is really brisk.
Wow.
I cannot guarantee a person like him success.
Right.
But I can pretty much guarantee him, thanks to the location, facilities, address, location, everything, I can basically guarantee him more customers, faster,
True.
and probably also at a better price.
And I believe that's really what the market needs today. Because you said earlier, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of time wasted
Yep.
on the road. If you have a facility like that, like I said, the business is really going to be better. Perhaps we can talk about the price points for our viewers who would like to
Yeah,
consider.
sure. And that might surprise quite a lot,
Right.
because I can, for about 5,000 pesos per month,
5,000.
5,000, not dollars, but pesos.
Wow.
Give you access to every single location in the Philippines. That's about 25, as well as the other 3,000 locations in 900 cities in 100 countries. And we generally have these business lounges, co-working, etc. So you will always be able to work flexibly, but still in a professional environment.
Wow, I'm sure a lot of our viewers from all over the Philippines are now looking on the internet. Where is the Regus office nearest me? Do you have a website they can visit?
Yes, of course, Regus.com, and otherwise I would, of course, encourage them to attend the SME convention. We've been there every year. I really
year.
enjoy presenting, because the amount of questions and interaction is so great, and it carries on back at our booth afterwards. And we learn a lot from that conversation, but we also create an awareness of for a solution that is easily within reach, also in terms of resources, and it will optimize your productivity, and you're not putting much money on the table at all.
True. You use it for other more important expenses.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lars. Olivia, I'd like to get back to you. Aside from Regus, what are the different industries that the attendees can expect from this expo?
Well, actually, we have industries such as IT companies.
Okay.
We also have those accounting softwares if they're looking for accounting softwares.
Very important.
Very, very important. And of course, payroll. So we have industry for that. And of course, we have other business solutions such as cable provider, internet
Okay.
provider, office space, as Mr. Lars said, and some other solutions that the business people should have.
And so it's interesting. It's just been 5 years and you started. I'm sure when the first year happened, the trends were very different. I'd like you to just briefly talk about the trends that you see in the coming years when it comes to SME. Perhaps we can start with Lars.
Okay, the trend for us for the last 5 years was, I mentioned earlier, we opened the first center in '98. In 2012, we had just opened center number 4.
Wow.
Now we have 25.
25.
So it has gone very fast. SMEs and the need for flexible working, SMEs have always been very much a leading driving factor here. But regardless whether you are an SME, which is the bulk of my customers, but perhaps in occupancy it is still the Fortune 500, because
Right.
it's so many more people per company. But what we see is that the speed of change in this world has accelerated tremendously.
Right.
Even a Fortune 500 do not know exactly what their needs are 2 years from now.
Oh.
They might divest, they might make new acquisitions, so they will literally hit the ceiling within their workspace. So what we see for SMEs as well as for Fortune 500 is a market that today maybe 2% is dedicated to flexible workspace. But everybody, including developers, are now recognizing very much thanks to the millennials, by the way, who took the lead, are now recognizing that that might go as high as 20% of conventional office space. There will be much shorter term, much more flexible solutions. And that is where we obviously have taken the lead in this market and worldwide.
It's really interesting times for the SMEs. I think
Yeah.
it's clear that you doing this year after year is showing that there's so many people looking for that. For you, Olivia, what do you see are the trends in the other industries for the SMEs?
Right. When we started in our first year, it's all food. Food
Okay.
industries like food cart and other franchise for the food. But today in 2017, we can really see the market with the IT solutions industry. We have actually the biggest part of that. And for the next years, we really see that it will still boom, of course, as well as the food industries and, of course, shared office spaces. We also have a lot of companies with us today.
And so I'd like to ask you, Lars, when it comes to some of the challenges that these SMEs, I'm sure they talk to you, they share with you some of the pain points that they have. What are challenges that SMEs today encounter, and how can this expo help them?
Well, first of all, it is a learning process, and I find it very commendable with this expo because it's a great forum for people to exchange
True.
best practices, etc. And that is from students to those that already have some business momentum going. It's really all about. In not so many years ago, it was all a matter about knowledge. Knowledge was power. Today, knowledge is not power.
Oh.
Knowledge is powerful, yes, but connectivity, that's everything. And you have really created a very good forum for connectivity, basically building a small community almost. That's also why I really enjoy coming back. We do the same at our center location. So when you are a startup, when you're still small, when you're still medium, to get that access to others' knowledge, that's everything. Especially also with a big age gap. I mean, you have baby boomers and then you have millennials. They do not necessarily understand each other, but trust me, they want to. So be able to connect them and give them the best leverage that they possibly can from their respective knowledge and experience, that's very much a model for success.
Wow, I think that's there's so much to consider, and for our viewers, they should really go to your learning session. Do you have a time for the learning session that you'll be having?
It's Friday afternoon. I can't remember the exact time.
I think it's about 2:30.
Sounds right.
So that's November 3. They just go to Hall 3 of SMX Convention Center, and you will talk about just that.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything when it comes to perhaps the other talks that they can also expect?
Actually, they can expect a lot of learning from our industry leaders and experts, like how to franchise your business. We have that talk, and what are the basic trends of business today, and other business solutions that every startup should have. So if you're starting a business, you can learn a lot from that event.
And we don't have much time anymore. I'd like to ask you perhaps, we always ask this on the show, what is your takeaway that you'd like to share to our viewers when it comes to anyone who's thinking about starting their SMEs but are scared of the challenges, the cost, or maybe even succeeding? So just your thoughts for them? We can start with Olivia.
It's really risky to start a business, but my takeaway is that don't be scared, and Philippine SME is here for you to help you to grow your business or even to start your business. So you should visit us today on November 3 to 4.
I believe what you said is very important, to have that support system of people, because sometimes you think you're the only one failing or you're the only one experiencing these challenges. But having this support group, they will find at the expo is going to be excellent. So I hope you're putting down in your planners the dates for the SME Expo. Lars, any thoughts?
Specifically from a Regus point of view, I would like to consider ourselves as a shortcut. A platform where you can optimize your own resources. If you want to have 0 square meters because you're such a startup that you're basically out there chasing your first customers, just get our address and everything else that looks great. You can business register with us.
Right.
But then when you grow, then you might add 1 or 2 people, then you also take the office space. But very important, I mean, we totally appreciate you're short of funds, more likely than not. You have a great idea, more
Right.
likely than not. We will make you look great to your customers.
Very well said, and I like that. You tailor fit the need of a businessman with what Regus Philippines offers, and it's not
Yep.
the other way around.
Nope.
And I believe that's your secret why you've grown from having a few branches now to 25.
Exactly, thanks.
So that's really good. Just perhaps you can invite our viewers once again to your booth and to your event.
All right. Once again, I'm inviting everyone to visit the 5th Philippine SME Business Expo. It will happen on November 3 to 4, 2017 at SMX Convention Center, Hall 3. So you may register for free at www.philsme.com.
Thank you very much. And Lars, do you have a booth number or they just look for Regus Philippines?
Just look for Regus Philippines.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. And friends, you've heard it from the organizer, Ms. Olivia Manapat of the Philippine SME Business Expo, and of course the country director of Regus Philippines, Mr. Lars Wittig. We hope you learned a lot and you will put in your planners those dates. For now, please don't change your channel. We'll be right back.